Alright, listen up, baseball world. If you're not already glued to your screen, you better be after this. Picture this. The Los Angeles Dodgers, fresh off 2 straight World Series titles, the team that's already shattered payroll records and turned the MLB into their personal playground, are now rumored to be raiding the Milwaukee Brewers for Freddie Peralta. Yeah, you heard that right. Freddie. Freakin' Peralta. One of the NL's elite arms, coming off a monster season, and the Dodgers are allegedly pushing a trade so hard it's making Hector Gomez's sources sweat. This isn't just a rumor, it's a declaration of war. A flex so massive, so audacious, that it's got rival fans rioting in the streets and league execs scrambling for the smelling salts. They hate us. They absolutely despise us. And frankly, I don't blame them. If I rooted for any other team in this league, I'd be sick to my stomach right now. I'd be writing angry letters to the commissioner, screaming about salary caps and competitive balance. But I don't root for another team. I'm Dodgers and you're Dodgers. So, the only thing I feel right now looking at this new rumor is that old familiar arrogance mixed with relief, because the front office hasn't stopped. I thought we were done. Seriously, after winning 2 straight World Series titles, after breaking the hearts of Toronto fans last October, I thought Andrew Friedman would take a vacation. We already signed Edwin Diaz to lock down the 9th inning. We already brought in Kyle Tucker, the best player on the open market, to patrol the outfield. The bank account has already exploded. The role of the league's biggest villain is already ours. But apparently that's not enough. Now comes this rumor about Freddie Peralta. And this is the one that's going to make rival fans' heads explode completely. It's not just about signing free agents. It's about cannibalizing the league via trade because we can. Hector Gomez dropped the info. According to him, the talks are intense. The Dodgers are pushing hard. We're talking about one of the best pitchers in the National League coming off a career year potentially leaving Milwaukee. And here's the detail nobody's paying enough attention to: his contract. Freddie Peralta is set to make just $8 million next season. $8 million? That's lunch money for our current payroll. That doesn't impact the luxury tax in any significant way. This is a move of financial efficiency disguised as a super team flex. But before we go further down this rabbit hole, I need to hear from you. If you're tired of apologizing for rooting for a wealthy team, hit that like button on this video right now. We didn't choose where we were born, but we choose to embrace the ambition. Subscribe to the channel if you want the raw truth without the fluff you get from traditional media. Here we talk about what's actually happening. Back to Peralta. Why does this make everyone so angry? Because it proves that money isn't our only weapon. They say we buy championships. Okay, we spend billions. That's true. But to get Peralta, we're not using cash. We're using the farm system. We have prospects. We have assets. We have one of the best developmental systems in the league, even while winning everything every year. That drives rivals insane. We spend like the Giants used to spend, but we develop players like the small market teams have to. Is it unfair? Maybe. But I remember the years of mediocrity. I remember trusting rotations that fell apart in September. I remember watching seasons end because we had zero depth on the mound. So, I'm not going to cry for the rest of the league. If we can get an ace for $8 million and a few prospects who might never reach the big leagues, you make that trade. You make that trade 10 times out of 10. The issue here is mentality. Most teams after 2 straight titles would relax. They'd say the roster is good enough. They'd save money for the future. The Dodgers are acting like they're in a 20-year drought. That urgency scares me and fascinates me. It feels like they know something we don't know about the health of our current pitchers. Or maybe it's just gluttony. Pure competitive gluttony. We want everything. We want the best closer, the best outfielder, and now we want to steal the ace from Milwaukee. Get ready for the hate. If this trade happens, we'll be the most hated team in the history of American sports. And you know what? I'm ready for it. I'd rather be hated with 3 rings on my finger than be likable and watch the playoffs from the couch. Comment down below. Who from the farm system would you give up for Freddie Peralta? Let's break this down, folks, because this isn't just some idle chatter. It's a seismic shift that's got the baseball universe in meltdown mode. Hector Gomez, the insider with the golden Rolodex, spilled the beans. The Dodgers are in deep talks with the Brewers for Freddie Peralta. Intense talks. Pushing hard. Milwaukee's ace, a guy who's been Milwaukee's secret weapon, could be packing his bags for LA. Why the outrage? Why are fans from Philly to San Diego losing their minds? Because this trade screams imbalance. The Dodgers, already loaded with stars like Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and now Kyle Tucker, are about to add a frontline starter who's underpaid and undervalued. Peralta's deal? A steal at $8 million for 2025, with club options that could keep him cheap for years. The Brewers, a team that's been competitive but not dominant, are reportedly open to moving him for prospects, young and proven talent that the Dodgers can afford to gamble on. But here's the crazy part. This isn't a desperation move for Milwaukee. No, this is the Dodgers exploiting a window. Brewers GM Matt Arnold is smart, but with the Dodgers farm system, ranked among the top in baseball by outlets like Baseball Prospectus, why not cash in? The public reaction? Pure fury. Twitter's blowing up with hashtag Dodgers cheaters and memes of Andrew Friedman as a cartoon villain. Fans are calling it cannibalism, accusing the Dodgers of hoarding talent while the rest of the league scrapes by. Media outlets like ESPN and The Athletic are framing it as a competitive balance crisis, with headlines screaming about how this could tip the NL West into irrelevance. People are furious, and rightfully so. It's like watching a billionaire buy out the neighborhood store just to burn it down. But let's not kid ourselves. This is how dynasties are built. The question is, will the Brewers bite? Now, to understand why this trade is a game changer, we gotta dive into the backgrounds. First, Freddie Peralta, the 28-year-old Dominican right-hander who's become Milwaukee's ace. Drafted in 2013, he's evolved from a raw prospect into a strikeout machine. Last season, 11-7 record, 3.86 ERA, 210 strikeouts in 192 innings. He's got that electric fastball, sitting at 95 to 98 miles per hour with nasty sink, and a slider that's filthy, inducing weak contact and swings and misses. But he's not just a power pitcher. He's got command, durability, and a history of dominating in the playoffs. Remember his Game 1 start in the 2021 NLCS? He shut down the Braves. This guy's a Cy Young contender in the making, and at $8 million he's a bargain. The Brewers? They're a mid-market team that's punched above their weight, thanks to guys like Christian Yelich and Corbin Burnes. But with Peralta, they've got a rotation that's elite. Burnes, Peralta, and emerging arms like Colin Ray. Losing him would hurt, but their farm system's deep too. They could demand top-tier prospects. Then there's the Dodgers. Here's where it gets conspiratorial, my friends. This isn't just a trade, it's part of a master plan. Think about it. The Dodgers are acting like they're not satisfied with 2 titles. What? Because they know the league's watching. Sources close to the Brewers say the Dodgers are offering a package that includes high-upside arms like Michael Busch or Landon Knack, guys who could be stars but haven't proven it yet. But why Peralta specifically? Because he's the missing piece. The Dodgers' rotation has depth, but no true ace since Kershaw's decline. Peralta gives them that. And at $8 million? It's not even a dent in their luxury tax bill, which is already north of $300 million. This feels strategic, like Friedman saw an opportunity to weaken a rival while strengthening his own. Is there manipulation? Absolutely. The Brewers are in a tough spot, rebuild or contend. By trading Peralta, they get assets for the future, but the Dodgers get an immediate weapon. And let's not forget the timing. Free agency is heating up, but this trade bypasses it, avoiding the bidding war. It's like the Dodgers are playing 4D chess while everyone else is stuck in checkers. Rival GMs are probably fuming, wondering if their own aces are next. Is this the start of a domino effect? Will the Dodgers raid more teams? The conspiracy runs deep. Some say Friedman's got insider info on Peralta's health or contract extensions. Whatever it is, it's not random. It's calculated chaos. Let's compare this to past moves because history doesn't lie. Remember when the Dodgers traded for Mookie Betts in 2020? That was a blockbuster, sending prospects like Alex Verdugo and Jeter Downs to Boston. It turned LA into a powerhouse. Or Kyle Tucker this offseason, $100M for the Astros star outfielder. Those were cash plays, but this Peralta rumor? It's a throwback to the old school trades, like the Braves raiding the Padres for Craig Kimbrell in 2015. Small market teams getting fleeced for prospects. The Dodgers are doing it again, but with a twist. They're not just trading, they're hoarding. Compare to the Yankees' infamous spending. They buy stars outright, but the Dodgers blend it with trades, making them unstoppable. League patterns? Teams like the Brewers have been trade targets before. Look at the Padres losing Manny Machado to the Dodgers in 2018. It's a cycle. Big market bullies win, small market teams rebuild. Fans are outraged because it feels like the rich get richer, just like in the steroid era or the Astros sign-stealing scandal. But for Dodgers fans, it's vindication. We've been the underdogs, now we're the predators. Rhetorical question. If you were Friedman, wouldn't you pull the trigger? Now let's talk roster implications because this trade could reshape the Dodgers' depth chart overnight. Positionally, Peralta slots in as the number 1 or 2 starter, bumping Glasnow or even Julio Urias down. Their current rotation? Glasnow, ace potential but injury risk, Urias, veteran depth, Bobby Miller, young gun, and Gavin Stone, emerging. Adding Peralta gives them 5 elite arms, with depth from the bullpen led by Edwin Diaz. Salary dynamics? Peralta's $8 million is peanuts compared to Tucker's $33 million or Betts' $27 million. It doesn't spike the luxury tax much, maybe $5 to $10 million total impact. But development concerns? The prospects the Dodgers might send, say a package including outfielder Andy Pages or pitcher River Ryan, could be risky. If they flop, it's a loss. But the Dodgers system is so deep they can afford it. Fan outrage? It's about imbalance. The Dodgers payroll could hit $350 million with this, dwarfing teams like the Pirates at $50 million. It's not just unfair, it's existential for the league. Scouting time, let's dissect Freddie Peralta like a lab rat. Strengths: that fastball is elite, averaging 96 miles per hour with plus movement. His slider? A swing-and-miss beast, rated as a 70 on the 20 to 80 scale by scouts. He's got a changeup that's developing and his command is improving. Walk rate under 2.5 per 9 innings last year. Projections? At 28 he's in his prime. Zips has him at a 3.50 ERA next season, with 220 Burmese shots. Weaknesses? He's not invincible. Lefties have hit him for a .280 average, and his home run rate ticked up to 1.2 per 9. Durability? He's thrown 180-plus innings 3 straight years, but any arm strain could derail him. For the Dodgers, this fits perfectly. Their park suppresses homers and their lineup protects starters. Stats context: Peralta's 3.86 ERA was 14th in the NL, but his FIP 3.72 shows he's even better. Compared to Dodgers aces, he's on par with a young Garrett Cole. If he signs an extension, he's locked in for years. But rivals? They're terrified. He could be the difference maker in a playoff series. League-wide, this is Armageddon. Rival fans are losing their minds. Brewers supporters are heartbroken, calling it a betrayal. Phillies fans? They're tweeting about how the Dodgers are ruining baseball. Even neutral observers are pissed, with Rob Manfred's office probably getting calls about competitive balance. Media? The Athletic's Ken Rosenthal is calling it a power shift, while Yahoo's Jeff Passan warns of a Dodgers dynasty. Executives? Astros GM Dana Brown is smirking but privately fuming. Remember, the Dodgers poached Tucker from them. The Padres, still reeling from past raids, are silent but seething. Fan reactions? Social media is a war zone. Dodgers are the cancer-killing MLB, one tweet says. Another, time to tank the salary cap. It's not just outrage, it's existential dread. Why? Because if the Dodgers add Peralta, they're unbeatable. No team can match their depth. People are furious and it's only gonna get worse. Zooming out, what does this mean for the big picture? For the season, the Dodgers become the prohibitive favorites with a rotation that could go 10 deep. Free agency? Teams will overpay for scraps, knowing LA's untouchable. League balance? It's dead. The NL West is a joke now. Giants, Padres, Rockies? They're spectators. Conspiracy theorists say this sets up a three-peat or worse, a decade of dominance. Will other teams revolt? Maybe a lockout looms. But for Dodgers fans, it's paradise. The question is, can the league stop this monster or is it too late? In the end, this Freddie Peralta rumor isn't just a trade, it's a revolution. A flex that proves the Dodgers are playing a different game. They're not stopping at 2 rings, they're building an empire. If this happens, hate us all you want, but we'll be the ones hoisting the trophy. What do you think? Is this genius or greed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who from the farm system do you sacrifice? Like, if you're ready for the hate, subscribe for more raw breakdowns and hit that bell for alerts. Dodgers Nation, let's ride.